Okay, so we now have outlines of shapes to make our still life, and as you can see, a lot of mine are overlapping. This is, I have mostly organic shapes here, so sort of free form, but I do have a couple of geometric shapes, the rectangles for the background and this circle here. And I made my shapes a little bit more complex to make the composition a little more exciting. So I added some shadow in on some of these fruits, as you can see. So we're going to now make this into a grayscale value composition. So we're going to use the live paint bucket to do this. So I'm going to highlight our entire composition, so make sure everything is outlined with blue. And now I'm going to click on our live paint bucket tool. That's down here. It might be hiding under the shape builder tool, but you'll choose your live paint bucket and click to make live paint group. Yay, here we go. So there is already a set of grayscales down here. You can use that, or if you want more options, you can also choose your color over here, which probably which is, I have it set on grayscale, but you could do the drop down menu and choose grayscale, and that will give you just the one slider. So I'm going to do that. Let's see, we'll start with 40%, 40, and this, I think this here. So you have to sort of think about what comes in front of what else. Now I'm going to change to have the bottom be a little bit lighter, so maybe 30, and do this whole area. I would like that to be actually a little bit even lighter, or maybe I'll make this one darker. So 40, 60, do that again, so we have a little bit more contrast. So this one I'm going to do now that I've decided. So one of these will be high key, one will be low key. High key is mostly light, low key is mostly dark, one will be high contrast, and one will be low contrast. So I'm going to make this one low contrast. So 60 is actually going to be the highest percentage of gray that I'm going to use, and 30 will be, maybe I'll go to 20, but it's going to be a small range because low contrast means there's a lot of middle grays in between dark and light. So I'm going to just make very subtle changes in between the percentages of grays here. So let's see, that one's 30, so we'll make this 40 for this guy. These parts in here are shadows, so we'll make that 70. There, 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 there. Okay, and here. But I don't need to do it over here because this shape is actually overlapping. It looks like I'm going to make actually that middle part, the little hole in the middle, I'm going to make that 80. And I forgot to do the inside here, so that's going to have to be 60. So you're going to have to sort of do a little bit of problem solving as far as figuring out which shapes are in front of which shapes go together, which is the shadow. So I'm going to stick with that 60 and do shadows on these fruits. So I believe this fruit goes in front. And here's a shadow. And then I believe it gets even more shadowy in there, so we're going to go to 70 here. We'll do 70 here just to go crazy. And 70 in there. And we'll do 70 for that shadow. And these ones don't have shadows. So this plate is white, but I don't want it to be bright white since I'm doing a low contrast. So I'm going to do 20% on that plate. Plate goes in front of that jug. And the shadow of that, I'll make it 25%. There's that shadow. And let's see. let's make this pair 25 too. Oh, it's pretty close there. That is low contrast to have it be really close, but I don't like how close that is, so I'm going to actually make it a little bit lighter. We're going to go 18. So there's that pair, and then the orange behind it, I'm going to go, let's see, how about 40? And this guy, we're going to go 50. Oh, I'm getting crazy here. 50. No, I don't like that. I want 40 on that too. So as you can see, I'm just sort of going stream of consciousness with you guys. We're going to go 50, 40 there, and 50 for the back one, and 40 here, and I'm going to go crazy and make this shape 60, 55. So as you can see, all my percentages sort of go between, they aren't very far apart from each other. If they were far apart from each other, this would be a high contrast image, and that's the one that I'm going to do next. But I really just wanted to show you how to use Live Paint Bucket. 55, and let's make this one 65. So it's a dark little pair. All right, and it looks like I have everything colored in. So I don't want those outlines now. Looks pretty cool. Oh, wait. So I don't want those outlines anymore, so I'm going to highlight this all. And as you can see down here, everything has a black stroke. I'm going to take that off. And there we go. There's my low contrast. Now you will do that same thing. You'll repeat this 4 times, and this is low contrast. You need to make a high contrast. You need to make a high key, so mostly light, and a low key, mostly dark. So I would say as far as the percentages, the high key should probably be most of the colors, most of the grayscale should be like under 40%. So 40, 30, 20, 10. And the low key should be at least above 60, maybe even above 70. Maybe a couple things are a little lighter, but for the most part, the overall image should be dark. And have fun.